Good day, viewers. My name is Okwelua Valentine. I'm a biology instructor. Today, we're looking at heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Yes. What is nutrition? Nutrition is a process by which living organisms obtain food and use it for its life activities. Yes. Living organisms obtain food and use it for life activities or processes. What are examples of the life activities? Examples are movement, respiration, growth, etc. Yes. There are two main types of nutrition, but in this class, we'll be dealing with heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The first type is autotrophic, whereby green plants manufacture their food by themselves, and also some unicellular organisms like bacteria that manufacture their food from the oxidation of simple inorganic substances. So autotrophic, whereby organisms manufacture their food by themselves. But in this case, heterotrophic nutrition occurs in animals. Animals cannot manufacture their food. They depend on plants. Animals depend on plants directly or indirectly for their food. Yes. So animals can feed directly on plants, and we can feed on animals that feed on plants. So the main mode of nutrition here, there are 5 in number. There are 5 types. I'll list them for you. 5 types. 5 types. The first one is holozoic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition. Second one is, we call it parasitic nutrition. The third one is mutualistic nutrition, or it used to be called symbiotic, but I'll call it mutualistic nutrition or symbiotic nutrition. Number 4, saprophytic nutrition. And number 5, carnivorous plants. I'll explain what carnivorous plants means for you. Carnivorous plants. So we have holozoic nutrition, parasitic nutrition, mutualistic symbiotic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition, and carnivorous plants. Let's take the first one now. Holozoic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition. In holozoic, animals taking food. They're taking ready-made food. Yes, they're taking ready-made food. It can be solid or liquid, and they digest it, absorb it, assimilate it, and remove the undigested food substances. So they're taking food, they ingest, this is taken, you see, number 2, they digest, break down, they absorb, so they be taken, they be absorb. Number 4, they assimilate. Number 5, they ingest. This ingestion is the removal of the undigested food substances. An example of animals that involved in holozoic nutrition, we have the man, dogs, cats, birds. And I'll classify these animals into three groups under holozoic nutrition. I'll classify these animals into three groups. The first one are carnivores. Under carnivores, we have predators and scavengers. Predators hunt live flesh, e.g., lion. While scavengers hunt dead flesh, e.g., vulture, hyena. You see? Next one is herbivores. These animals feed on plants mainly or grass, e.g., goats, cow, sheep. Then we have number three, we have omnivores. An example is man. They feed on both plants and animals. So you have carnivores, herbivores, and omnivores. So this is all about holozoic. So we move to the next one now. Talk about parasitic nutrition. You would have heard about the word parasite. It's common. When you say minor parasite and all this stuff. So parasitic nutrition is a type of nutrition whereby organisms called parasites, they live on other organisms. Parasites live in or on other organisms. So the organism is called the host, and they derive their nutrients from that host, harming them in the process. So the association between the two organisms in parasitic nutrition is called parasitism. The association is called parasitism. I can denote it plus minus. One gains, one loses. Plus minus. One gains, one loses. So I'll classify parasites for you now. We have parasites in plants and parasites in animals. Now, we have plant parasites. Number one, plant parasites. You have semi-parasites. Number two, total parasites. When you see semi-parasites, these ones can manufacture their food. They have chlorophyll, but they still depend on other plants for their, for their water and mineral source. For example is mosquito and loranthus. You see, mosquito and loranthus. But total parasites are the ones that have no chlorophyll. They lack chlorophyll. They depend totally on the plant. An example is your cuscuta. Now, plants bore into other plants with structures called ostoria. Yes, these are plant parasites. Now, you can see that same parasite and super parasite. I've told you, same parasites, you can still manufacture their food, but they get certain mineral source from other plants. Right, super parasites don't have chlorophyll, can manufacture their food. They depend totally on other plants. That's why they're called super parasites. Now, for animal parasites, I will personally classify this for you to make it easier for you. Animal parasites. can have ectoparasites. Ectoparasites. We can have endoparasites. Endoparasites are parasites that live outside the body of the host. Outside the host. Outside host. This ones live inside the host. You see, example now, e.g., we have lice, we have tick, we have mites. Can you see that? We have lice. Tick that is on dogs, you have lice, you have mice. The endo lives inside the host. Endo lives inside the host. And I can find endoparasites now. Endoparasites. There's a parasite that can be seen with your naked eyes. You can see them with your naked eyes. We call them macroparasites. Some of them live inside the body, intestine of man, e.g., roundworm. This is called Ascaris. Ascaris lumbricoides. Roundworm. Ascaris lumbricoides. Then you have the tapeworm. You can say there are two types of tapeworm. You have the beef tapeworm. Number two, you have the pork tapeworm. The beef tapeworm and the pork tapeworm. Now the beef tapeworm is called the Tania solium. While the pork tapeworm is called, this is beef tapeworm. The pork tapeworm is called, let me write it here. The pork tapeworm is called, so this pork found in pig, and this beef is called Tinea saginata. Yes. So you have others like guinea worm. Guinea worm is called Dracunculus. Medinensis. It causes disease called dracunculiasis. So now, under endoparasite, you also have microparasites. You can't see this one with your naked eyes. Microparasites. But we have the Plasmodium species. This Plasmodium species, you can say, example, the Plasmodium falciparum. This causes malaria. Number two, we have Vibrio cholerae. This causes cholera. Number three, we have Salmonella typhi. This causes typhoid. liver. We also have something like treponema pallidum. Treponema pallidum. Treponema pallidum. This causes syphilis. Syphilis is a sexually transmitted disease. These are macroparasites. So the main aim of parasites is to cause diseases. Yes, is to cause diseases. And normally these parasites can't be transmitted on their own. They are not carried by some agents. Most of those agents are insects, and those insects are called vectors. Call them vectors. Disease carrying agent. Now, Plasmodium is a protozoan. Plasmodium is a protozoan. While my Vibrio, Salmonella, and Treponema, they are all bacterial species. Treponema is a spirochete. Vibrio is a comma-shaped bacteria. While Salmonella is a rod-shaped bacteria. So we'll be able to talk today about heterotrophic mode of nutrition, and I've explained the first two types of heterotrophic mode of nutrition, the holozoic and the parasitic. It's a broad subject. So under holozoic, I told you there was organisms containing food. They ingest food, taking food, ready-made food, solid and liquid substances. They digest them, they absorb them, assimilate them, and remove the undigested food substances. Take note, the removal of undigested food substances is called ingestion and not excretion. You don't excrete and not excretion. Excretion is simply the removal of metabolic waste products like carbon dioxide, sweat, and all the like. Now, we talked about the types of holozoic animals that are involved in holozoic. You have the carnivores, where you have the predators and the scavengers. Scavengers feed on dead flesh. Predators feed on live flesh. Then we have the herbivores and the omnivores. Then talk about parasites. Talk about the total parasites, semi-parasites, the animal parasites. Total parasite and semi-parasite comes from the plants. We talked about the animal parasites. We have the microparasites and the macro for the endoparasites that live inside the body of organisms. Then the ectoparasites that live outside the body of organisms. And we said that the organism on which the parasite lives is called the host. So in the next class, we will continue on the other types of nutrition. I said mutualistic and symbiotic nutrition, and I said saprophytic and carnivorous plant. Why I called it mutualistic was because in those days, mutualism, symbiosis was mainly a type of nutrition where both organisms benefit. But in this day, but nowadays, the recent discovery is that symbiosis simply means an association between two organisms, either they benefit or not. So we call it mutualistic nutrition. So have a good day. See you in the next class.